Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your June reading. Let me just readjust myself. Okay, so let me shuffle. I am using 3 decks for this. Interesting. 3 decks for this reading. I'm using my Practical Magic. I am using Lucy Cavendish's Solitary Witch. And I'm also using the Mystical Realm Tarot. Now all of these are new decks for me, so until these readings I hadn't really had to play about with them other than a quick little self-reading with each of them. So I'm kind of loving them actually. Let's see, now this one. I'll tell you a little story as I'm shuffling for the tarot ones. These tarot cards are meant to be a deck for my mum for Mother's Day. I didn't order these ones, I ordered something else which just felt like, yes, they should be mum's. Anyway, they came in the post and these cards arrived, which were not the deck that I ordered. So I opened them up. I checked online and basically the name of the deck was these ones, but the imagery was the ones that I wanted for my mum. I just didn't pay enough attention. They'd obviously put the wrong image with the picture. So I look at these and I'm like, they're intriguing. I open them and I feel them. I'm like, these are meant to be for me. So it definitely was meant to happen. I do owe my mum a deck because I didn't add that to the Mother's Day gift in the end. I left it too short notice. But yeah, it's kind of a nice little story. And I am loving them actually. I think I will work with these for a little bit. They're really talking to me. Anyway guys, let's jump straight in, Sagittarius. We have Transform Your Life. So this is the card where I was like, oh, interesting. Transformations is a little keyword. We also had She Is, I just need to turn that around because I can't read it too well. Moonlight Shy. Interesting. You're definitely transforming during this time. It could be a time where you are focusing a little bit on your shadow side, kind of realizing something that's making you feel a little bit uneasy is actually what I kind of feel with this. But this is kind of like your magic potion. So while you might be a little bit unsure, and I'm getting like a sense of confusion, a little bit of I'm going to say it like this, and hopefully you'll understand what I mean. Like a lack of understanding of who you are, where you want to be. That's kind of what it feels like a little bit. But this is exactly, to me, where you should be at, because it gets you asking those questions, or it gets you feeling, that something's not working. And again, this is the magic that creates that change, that dynamic that we need to flick a switch and go, what I'm doing is not working. Let's change and shape things up. And I'm definitely getting this kind of feel of change. Getting under the moon could be useful. Definitely would say something to do with spiritual enlightenment for yourself. But I feel like actually in opposition, maybe getting out in the sun and doing things in nature, whether it is just like right now I'm under the sun. It's kind of weird that I chose to be outdoors, and then I notice as well that because in winter I literally go to my reset whiteness, and I'm not just like normal people white, like I'm white. I love how I say normal people white, but on the white scale of white people's, I'm like ghost. So I noticed that I was getting like that, and then now I realize as I'm doing these readings, the sun is on my face, and I'm like thinking, maybe I'll get a tint of colour back just from doing these readings. Sorry, going on my own little tangent there, but you understand what I'm saying, I'm sure. I'm getting into the sun. And I think that this could be actually a really good ingredient for you, Sagittarius, to kind of get that kind of healing. I read something and I'm trying to get it back right now about each one. So the moon basically enhances your psychic abilities, your spiritual awareness, that kind of thing. Oh, sorry, I've got a zip and it was unzipping in a bad area. And the sun was something, and I cannot think what it said, but this is what I'm feeling like for you. It's like key ingredients for helping you to work through that kind of discomfort of figuring out. So maybe think of ways that you can explore sitting in the sun, or activities that are outdoors. Yeah, if you look at the imageries on this Transform Your Life, so he is literally don't know if you can see, I can't see anything because of the sun now, it's that time of day, but basically he's throwing something into the cauldron, And to me, again, it is bright yellows and oranges. So again, we could be looking at our solar plexus and sacral chakra, those centers, which again represent our confidence and how we express ourselves, our self-esteem, and generally our connectivity to, in a way, the divine, to the light source. So this could very much be about general well-being, of you really kind of being shifted to that focus. So keep that in mind. Yeah, we have Seven of Swords energy. This is the first card that we have just under this, which again can be sneaky energy. This card can represent some kind of liar, cheating, stealing kind of vibe, of moving away from something. But I feel as though you're actually, again, feeling sensitive to what you're shifting and moving on from, or where you've been. I feel there's probably perhaps a sense of feeling, again, apprehensive about any changes that you might be making or that might need to make. You might be wary of what to bring with you, and it could be just, again, it's like confusion. I'm getting a lot of confusion, as though it's like you're just unsure what you're supposed to be doing, or what you're supposed to be bringing with you, what you're supposed to be releasing. And with that energy, again, the questions come, and it's like taking a step back to think on those questions, to see that. And I do think some time to yourself could be the answer for that. Interesting. Yeah, so next we have the Page of Swords, but instantly as I look at this, I'm getting like, take less with you. You don't need to bring as much baggage. Take that as it resonates. Let me look at the card itself. There's definitely a fogginess it's like in the past. Actually, in both these cards, as I look back, it's the same vibe, as same feeling in the skies here with the imagery. It's triggering that kind of thought process of, it's like it's being foggy and you're trying to gain clarity. With this, it's like the less you take with you, the more freedom you have. So perhaps there's something, again, that you're holding on to that's preventing you from moving forward. And I just think that, again, it's like getting ahead of yourself, maybe, and overthinking something. So, again, decluttering is getting rid of that sense of needing to overthink everything, because there's less on your mind when you, I want to say eradicate things, and I'm not really sure that's what I want to say, more than what I'm being drawn to say. It's like eradicating something so it's not on your plate anymore. Take it as it resonates, I guess. Page of Pentacles in reverse to the Ten of Pentacles also in reverse. Interesting. I definitely get the sense of you not being where you want to be. You're not in that sense where you're feeling accomplished. But I do feel like this is a stepping stone. Again, it's like you're going through a transformation. So when we go through transformations, I do feel like there's this like period of time where things feel stagnant, and well, there is movement, there is growth there. It might not show on the outside world, which is what we want, because we want to see the results to our hard work, right? But it starts by just putting in the work first, and a lot of it is internal. And then when it comes to you actually seeing it in the outside world, you've actually grown a whole lot, and a lot of potential has grown with you. So keep that in mind. I would say that you have everything that you need already. And again, this is assessing that and realizing that. I do get this a lot of internal assessing. And I feel like really understanding that you have all that you need already. So again, eradicating that kind of self-talk where you're telling yourself you're not enough, this is not enough. That is just hindering. That's, again, noise that you need to eradicate and get rid of. I hope that makes sense to you, Sagittarius. You definitely do have plenty, and it is a fruitful time for you as well, but I just get this sense of you not seeing it. It's not like very, I want to say it's like it's not solid, it's not something you can pick up and hold, which is what I feel like is what you're wanting or needing for yourself. Now, you don't need that, I'm telling you, you don't need that, but this is, again, it's you. I feel like you're wanting to see that and feel it. And I feel like I'm telling you to sort of be patient. It will come in time. Interesting. Channel your anger trials. So it could definitely be a time of testing what you know and what you thought. This actually came up for Aries as well. And now I'm saying it as I've done the Aries reading, I can actually see like they're probably going to be going through a trial in time, which I did not necessarily say that with the card for them. But now that I'm seeing it for you, I can see how the whole reading of Aries, now I've completed it, could have that potential as well. So if you have Aries in your chart, could, again, more trials. A broom of her own, so I'm reading upside down, is paired with this. Interesting. I do feel like you have some things to sweep away and clear. Again, when we're in this unknown or frustrating kind of energy, we can lash out. So be wary of, again, your own energy of what you're putting out, how you're reacting to things. Again, I want you to be aware of that how we react to something is usually how we're feeling. If we don't deal with it, we keep being overreactive, which is why, again, channeling your anger and making sure that you are putting it where it needs. And I feel actually as I'm doing this, it could potentially, by being passionate, by being righteous in the sense of, I know what I want, I know where I'm going, or I know I'm right with this, so I'm not going to back down. I feel like that's a good thing if indeed you are right. However, it's knowing that you are first before, you're channeling it. You're releasing it in a more productive way is what I want to say, rather than literally lashing out. For example, our first reaction is not necessarily how we truly feel about something. I read something the other day, and I don't know where or what, how or why. I'm just going to say it in a filtered way that I remember because it's coming to me a little bit now, that how we first react to something is not actually how we feel about it. It's our second thought is what is our true self. So for example, when you have I forgot the word, there's a bee or something flying near me. Sorry, it's a fly, we're good. There's a bee's nest nearby, that's why I freaked out, because I don't want it to get me. I got stung by one near here the other day, like the other week. Anyway, off topic. Intrusive thoughts. It's like when we have intrusive thoughts, people often think, oh, I'm a bad person, when they think that that's how their mind works. For example, some people have it to the point where they might think about ending someone's life, and then they feel like a bad person. But that intrusive thought is actually learned behavior. It's not who you are in essence. It's the thought after that. For example, when you go, oh, no, we shouldn't be thinking stuff like that. That's your true essence that knows that that's wrong. And it's realizing that you're not a bad person because you don't want that, you don't desire that. It's just a thought that enters your mind. And I feel like this very much can be an example of how we realize the way we react to something, it's not who you are, and you are capable of channeling it in a much more effective way. With that a broom of our own, when I'm reading things upside down, it's like, and obviously the sun's like straight in my eyes. It's a little bit there. I do feel like, again, sweeping up things, that's the dirty parts of our minds. So I think that intrusive thoughts was definitely in alignment with what I'm feeling with that. It's like dusting them away and realizing that's not who I am. That's not what I want to be putting out in the world. Let's just refocus on what's important, because over here we said about decluttering that mind. I feel like that would fall under that. Three of Cups in reverse. You have very similar to Aries. It's in the same place as well. And a pentacle underneath. It's a different pentacle, but it's still underneath. Three of Cups. Okay. I do feel like you have a lot to be grateful for with this and a lot to celebrate. But I don't think that now is the time to be celebrating for you. It's now time to be, again, noticing the gratitudes and things. And actually gratitude is coming to me quite well. It came to me over here, but I didn't say it because it wasn't in alignment with what I felt to say. Now it's making sense to me to say it, is I feel like acknowledging what you have to be grateful for and showing the gratitudes is beneficial. And I think it's more to the point of looking at what you do have, because like I said, I think actually as I felt like that, I said over here that you have all you need. And that's exactly it. It's like realizing that and showing gratitude for all that you have that is exactly what you need. And I feel like this is your abundance. I do feel like you're working really, really hard and it's going to pay off. I'm going to move on to the next cards in a moment to touch more on that because I feel like it's flowing. It's like where you are going, it's going to pay off. You're putting in the hard work right now. And that's what I'm feeling with this Eight of Pentacles. A lot of hard work going into whatever it is that you're working on during this time. And it could be beneficial to start a new project, whether it be a self project or work project. With anything, starting something new and fresh and inspiring for yourself, that to me feels great. Next cards, we have Connect with the Land, Custodian. I'm definitely getting that sense over here again of getting outdoors and nature being your ally. With this card, it very much is about tending to what you do have as well and what is your ancestral right. Now again, this can be the land you're living on, your homeland, just getting outside and appreciating nature and respecting nature. This is paired with, I can never say that, but basically the winter solstice, forgiveness and justice. Definitely have to be letting go of something. This forgiveness and justice along paired with this one. Now it's in reverse for that one, so I would say that there's some kind of resentment I feel like coming from you. And again, I do feel this is internal thoughts. And again, holding on to something that's not serving you for the purpose in which you want it to, maybe. Like, I just feel like there's a reason why this is something you're holding on to and holding it close to your heart. Yeah. That's something for you to look at and think on. Because this is paired with this one, I would say it's like tending to your own garden as well. Very metaphorically, I would say that this is making sure that you are just taking care of yourself and tending to your world rather than focusing on other people's world. And again, with this forgiveness and justice as well, it could literally be jealousy of what others have that you're seeing and wanting maybe, or having resentments maybe, something external to yourself. Again, we have Seven of Pentacles, so I am getting definitely hard work needed, but again, tending to the land. I feel like you are growing something, and again, that you are reaping the rewards and the benefits as well. So I do feel like you will see perhaps an influx of cash coming towards you, or that your efforts are being paid off. I just get the sense of it working out for you. And yeah, we have the Queen of Wands next as well. I feel like this is again regaining that confidence, regaining that purpose actually, and feeling on top of the world again. So I feel as though, to me, this is a perfect reading saying you're going through a transition that's going to lead you to exactly where you want to be. But you just have to go through these trials with that channel your anger, which is a really good way to end this reading as well, Sagittarius. It actually feels very good and constructive actually. Out of all the readings, I would say this is the most constructive ending, like on a really good positive feeling. I would say that you are channeling your passions in the right way with this card as well, and also more so understanding yourself and the direction you desire to take. So I feel like June for you guys is very much a self-discovery, self-awareness kind of venture for you, but also putting in the work and effort into these areas of your life will be fruitful and successful, but builds you up in your confidence, which to me is more important actually. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for being here. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next month. Thank you guys.